am not in sweats today. Just have to show proof. No sweats. I'm in cargo pants from the Gap, and then this is from H&M. I'm happy I'm not in sweats. This podcast the other day called the To My Sisters podcast. And there was a few things that they talked about, the hosts talked about, that have stuck with me. One of them being the rebrand of vulnerability to being strength, like vulnerability being rebranded as strength. And so the podcast was about softness and strength. Specifically Black women and their relationship with being soft and being strong. So, the rebrand of vulnerability really stuck out to me because we do, like I even say vulnerability takes strength, it takes courage. But I really had to think, like, am I avoiding being weak? Am I avoiding weakness? Which is, it just brought me full circle back to why I'm doing this, because I do have an aversion to being weak, being seen as weak, feeling weak myself, asking for help. Another part of the podcast was them talking about cultivating safety with people around us. I mean, we have talked about safety, safe environment, safe people, but really cultivating safe relationships where we feel safe enough to bring our weakness, to show our weakness, to bring our brokenness, and not hide our brokenness or our weakness from embarrassment and shame. A lot of this for me too is living authentically without shame and without fear of being perceived as weak or broken or messy. So I'm really challenging myself, and that podcast kind of reaffirmed this thinking, this frame of mind of like really presenting yourself as perfect and being strong and being hiding. You ready to go to the grocery store? So I got cut off earlier when I was talking about the podcast episode that I watched on strength and softness and vulnerability and the rebrand of vulnerability and hiding our messiness and shame, um, or hiding our messiness maybe because of shame. And I just wanted to add that I definitely do that. I definitely do that. And, that's why I'm doing this, to kind of be vulnerable, but also to build integrity. That's another part of this process for me, building integrity and rebuilding trust with myself of, if I say something, I'm gonna do it. And again, not, I had said this before, but not the big stuff, it's the little stuff. Like, am I gonna wake up at 5 a.m.? Not, am I going to go back to school for my master's degree? Like, the big stuff, for some reason I do. It's the little stuff that doesn't seem like, I don't know, it matters. Over time, though, it does. And it really erodes the trust I have with myself. So the messiness, being vulnerable, being weak, accepting that I'm human and that I'm weak, and that I haven't been a woman of my word or a woman of integrity, and that I am now in the process of doing that. A woman in bloom. This vlog has been all over the place, but I've been doing chores, errands, and I'm just taking a second now just to lay down. I'm really thinking about growing my hair out though. I think I miss it. I don't miss the work involved with long natural hair. I don't miss that. But I do miss it. So I'm really considering it. Also, I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but since becoming a mom, I feel like my skin is so dry, like especially my hands, like, so I really have to moisturize. I really have to moisturize, which is now a part of what I call personal care. I hate the term self-care, but becoming a mom has made me realize, like, you need time to take care of yourself. Literally, your body, your skin, your needs, like brushing your teeth, washing your face twice a day, like literally that stuff. So I'm really trying to get into skincare because my skin has been something I've neglected for many, 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 many years. So I'm getting into skincare and making that like my personal care, making that my me time. So I've got a package coming in today with something I ordered, and I got something I need to open now, which I'll probably do and show you guys what I got. But I'm getting into skincare, so that's exciting. Skincare products I'm trying. These eye patches. Had really good reviews. And then this toner. There's a lot of background noise going on right now, but these two just came in the mail. I'm trying these facial patches that I've seen good reviews about, and then I'm also trying this new serum. We'll see how this works. We'll see how both of these work. I'm actually gonna try them tonight. I've seen good reviews about this. I'm really going to be focused. I want to see if this works for the forehead lines that I have. I have the smile lines, but I'm less concerned about those. I really want to see how this stuff works on my forehead line. So, we'll see how that goes. You'll see the journey on on how that progresses or not. But I've heard good things, so I'm hopeful that this and this I'm going to be using these every night to hopefully reduce the lines on my forehead. And between my eyes, because child, I really talk with my forehead, which is insane, and I'm always like my brows are always furrowed or whatever they say. Yeah, I'm always stressed and I keep a lot of tension in my forehead and between my eyes. So I'm really hoping that if I start this and I'm consistent with it, it actually helps. Also, just wanted to share this, that we do half caffeine, half decaf. I don't know which is which, but when I roast, I do half and half. So cut down on the caffeine. So we typically like a light roast, but the lighter the roast, the harder it is for our grinder on the espresso machine. So I think it's the oils from the beans or something like that. So we're trying to go with a darker roast. For some reason, it's really hard for me to roast a good dark roast, but I'm really good at doing a light roast. So I feel like it's not picking up that well on camera how dark this is, but typically this is so much lighter.